Hey y'all, today I want to show you some new paint that I got for Christmas. It is absolutely amazing. It's made by Gansai Tambi, which is actually my favorite watercolor, but this is granulating colors. And what it does is this is what it looks like. This is how it comes out. This is not two different colors. This is one color that you paint. As it dries, the pigment separates, and it's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So I want to show this to you today. It comes in this box. The only thing that I don't like about it is this box, because I would much rather a box with a lid, which is how all their other paints come. So, you know, like, don't throw this away. If you get these paints, you kind of have to keep this, because this is how you're going to store it. Because once you pull it out, there is, you know, the pans are loose, and they do give you, I can't even get the pans out, but they're loose in here, as you can see. So, and if your pans come out, have, you know, no worries. They mark the back with the number. So the box says this is number 775 Aurora Violet, and it says it on the back. So if you decide to put these in some other container, you'll still know what color is in the pan. They do give you a blank pan, I guess, for color mixing, but these are so magical. I mean, I don't even mix them together. So let me show you these. I'm working on Strathmore. This is the 400 series, which is their professional line, which, you know, 400 brown cover is the professional line. I just love the smoothness of this paper. This is a block, so it's all glued together. It's just a wonderful paper to work on. So let me get a brush and let me get this going. So I'm just going to start in order. You can see when you activate it, the color kind of starts to, you can kind of tell that this is violet, this is red. So let's just go, I'm going to go from bottom to top. This is the Aurora Violet, and I'm just going to do it in circles. It looks pretty solid when you get it on, and it totally morphs as it changes. And I will tell you that water, the more water you use with this, the more successful separating you're gonna have. So we'll let that one sit. I'm going into, this is Aurora Blue, using quite a bit of water. Looks gray. But the colors will come out. Oh, it's so, look. Just pick one and just watch it as I do this video. Just like as I paint the other colors, just choose to stare at one and watch it change. It's so magical. There's actually there's some Daniel Smith watercolors that separate also. One of the ones that I love that that they have is called Moon Glow. It is it's 3 different pigments. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember which ones. I want to say alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue and one other. And as that paint dries, you can you can see the pigments will separate, and it's just lovely. All right, this is the Aurora Red. Sorry, let's see. This is Aurora Pink. This is Aurora Orange. And this is Aurora Red. Sorry for my wonky circles. All right. I'm gonna let those sit. I'm actually gonna just set them aside. That way you can still stare at them. And I'm just gonna turn to a blank page in here and see what happens. I'm gonna do some light and see what happens. And I also want to see, it's so fun to just experiment. All right, that one has a load of water in it. That was this one. Look how, like, just look right here. When it first went down, it was really, really gray. So let me just put, look how gray it goes down. And look how it dries. Like, you would not think that this would turn into that. It's amazing. I would just love to know the science behind these. Okay, I want to see what happens if I mix the first one and the last one kind of together. What happens? Let's just do that. Actually, I'm gonna water it. I might regret what I just did. Actually, I'm gonna pull it out. Let's just spread it out a little more. Woo, okay, I won't regret that. Okay, so I do want to, see how I have a puddle right here? I am going to choose this Aurora Orange and see what happens when I add it to the puddle. And that might not be successful at all. Might be weird. I just got these, like I said, for Christmas. So I have only had a little bit of time to experiment with them. So I'm still learning and figuring out what they do. I do see how they look really pretty watered down. And so you know what? I am just gonna lay out some water. And then I'm just gonna drop each one. I think I painted a big circle. It's hard to tell. I can't hardly see my paper right now. Okay, let's just see what happens. I just kind of pick up each one and put it in there. Okay. I am going to let these dry fully and come back and show you each one dried. Hey y'all, the paint is dry. It's absolutely gorgeous. So what I wanted to show you, what I did was, here's the solid color straight out of the well, and these are mixed. And so I wrote down what I mixed. This was the Aurora Red and Pink. This was the blue and violet, the red and pink. I really like the red and pink combo. Violet and pink and red and orange. This one is really great too. but you can see, look at all this texture that you get when it dries. This might be one of my favorite circles on this page, which is the red plus orange. And then I wanted to show you the sketchbook. So what I did was mixing all the colors together, if you'll remember, and then just letting it dry. This was, I actually added some stuff, and I let these two bleed together. Now, this one turned out really cool looking, and this is a sketchbook, so the paper, you know, not like official good watercolor paper, so it wrinkled a whole lot. But you know, if you did this, like on this, this is a block, so everything is super, super smooth. The paper's super smooth. And when you, so a block versus like a sketchbook. So if we compare the two, this has a ton of blooms, you know, what we call blooms in watercolor. It's got a ton of blooms in it, which sometimes you want, sometimes you don't want. The reason I got a ton of blooms on here is because the paper wrinkled, so the water wasn't able to really dry level. When you work in or on a block, the paper stays level because it's all glued together, so it will buckle. Like this buckled right here, and I had a big pool of water in this section. I actually removed some of the water because it was a giant puddle, which was me adding like too much water. But it's still, I knew it would leave this really beautiful space. So on a block, you actually can control the water a tiny bit more than you can like on this, because you can see the difference. This was massive amounts of water and buckling. I mean, you can see how, look how buckled the paper is. So that was a tangent on paper, but good to know, all good things to know. So I hope you enjoyed this demo of the Gansai Tambi granulated colors. I think this stuff is absolutely fabulous. I hope you give it a try. Happy painting, y'all.